I started my service accommodation journey in February and handed it over to a management company after seeing their results and testimonials. Before they took over, they told me that I would get X amount of profits every month with their management strategies. We're now in August and I'm yet to receive any of those profits so far, and I've only broke even 1 month since starting with them. What should I do?
You need to have a chat with them. You actually need to have a chat with them. And I feel like, I don't know if you're like maybe too nice or you don't like conflict, or you're just trying to avoid that conversation altogether. But you need to have that conversation, because it's not just hurting you, it's hurting your business. You've invested in something and
You're
you're
not
not
getting your
getting
money
your
back.
money back.
Yeah.
And sometimes that does happen, but you're not being told why it's happening. I think you definitely need to have that conversation, to have an open, give them an opportunity, the management company, to explain as to why things are going, have not really worked out the way that they said, or they should have worked out. After that, then you should have more clarity on whether it's actually working for you. Speak to other management companies as well, just to find out, kind of get a general consensus of what they're doing, what the management company that you've got currently are doing well and not doing well. Maybe communication's an issue or something like that. But yeah, I think first of all, you need to be booking in that call. You need to be booking in that call and finding out exactly what's the situation and what have they been doing to rectify the like that situation, basically.
I
What do you
think
think?
two things as well. Number one, there should be some sort of monthly review. That doesn't need to be on a phone call or anything. That could just be on a little spreadsheet database where like you see the numbers and then they comment on how the month has been doing. For example, again, we've not made profit. We've tried this method to see if this will work, but this hasn't done anything. So next month we'll be trying this. If you see what's happening within the property and why you're not making the profit, sometimes it helps you to understand a little bit more from the perspective of the management team. You're not always going to hit profits as a management team. And I can give you an example of that. We work with an investor. He's so kind. He's so patient with us. We have a great relationship with him. I mean, we wouldn't choose anyone better to kind of work with. He's just brilliant, right? And a part of that is that for one project, he gave us 11,000 and something pounds
Sure
to
was
set
that?
up the 4 bed.
Oh, it wasn't that much.
How much was it?
It was like 9.6.
Sorry, there we go.
You're just making up numbers.
Making up numbers. And the second property gave us 6,000 and something.
6.9,
Okay. So the one that
6.4, one
was
of them.
the most, the 9,000, whatever, he made his money back in 7 months. That was easy. Like we've been giving him profit after profit. And I'm talking, he's been hitting 4K months in profit, like each month.
That's after we've taken
That's
our management fees.
yeah, which was at the moment it's 10% to be
Yeah.
fair.
Oh, yeah,
But that's
yeah,
after
still.
all bills and stuff is paid because obviously the investor needs to get their money back. So we do 90-10 until, and now we're now at 50-50 because his 7 months is over and he's been returned back his money. So that has worked great. We are the same managers for his other property, and that property has not made him all his money back. And to be honest, we think we know possibly why that
Why?
could be, and we're making those changes and we're making those amendments. But for him, the important thing, everything he feeds back to us is the fact that we are super transparent as to why we are not hitting those numbers. We are hard on ourselves because it's not my money that went into it, it's someone else's.
Yeah.
And when it's someone else's money in that, you've got to treat it like it's your own, because
Yeah.
how do you sleep at night?
Yeah.
I hate owing people money. Why would you sleep? Don't sleep if you owe someone money.
There's some people out there
Literally.
that have borrowed money from people and
Don't care.
don't really care
They
whether
don't
they get it
care.
back or how they get it
don't
back.
care.
Like, I'm sorry, but if we knew, if like that second one that you're talking about,
Yeah.
it hasn't worked out as that bad. It
No,
could have been
it's
so
still
much
still
worse.
okay,
but
but
we know for our standard,
it's not the best.
yeah,
In
it's one of
comparison
our
to all
slowest
our,
starters.
yeah, it probably is the slowest
The
starter
slowest.
out of all
Do you
of
know what
our
I mean?
properties.
There's been times where it has done really well, but then again, it's like, I don't know,
Yeah.
in comparison to others.
others.
But it's just one of those ones where we're not sleeping or we're not resting. We're trying so many different things. We're fixing the listing. We're fixing, looking at practicality.
Yeah.
Does it make sense? Like,
Yeah.
do we need to put in any of our own money to change things to make
Yeah.
sure that it's performing well?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But
There's some
more
people that don't care, and I
Yeah.
just don't
Don't
understand
get
it.
that. But more importantly, it's about that being communicated to the investor. So do I think it's wrong that you haven't made profit? Well, wrong is the wrong word. Do I think it's unusual that you haven't made profit in a certain amount of months. I don't know how many months. You said the start of the year and it's now August, so you're 7 months in. It's
You've
not
experienced
unusual.
all, well, pretty much all of the. You're coming to the end of the summer month.
Summer should have generated you some sort of profit. So I'm saying in one aspect it's not unusual. Usually you get your SA profits, SA investment back between anything from like 8 to 10 months.
Yeah,
Worst
I
case
think that's fair to say.
scenario, 12 months. Worst case scenario, 12 months. I
Worst
mean,
case, yeah.
we've hit
So
7 months again.
yeah.
That's really, really good, but it's also sometimes unusual. You usually hit that 9 month, 10 month mark. So I'm not saying it's something that the property managers are doing, but just be mindful that it's not unusual to not get profit back within that time,
Hmm.
but you're saying you're not getting any profit and you've only just broken even. That's where full transparency needs to come in. You need to be asking the questions about why is that, but also more importantly, what are you doing to fix it? Because I need to know whether I need to come out of that deal as an investor. If that deal is not serving me, why should I be moving forward
Yeah.
with it? But more importantly, I need to determine whether it's you as property managers or if
If
it's
it's the
the
deal,
deal itself.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
think those are the things that you need to kind
And I
of
think,
focus on.
yeah, like again, like just speaking to the managers, having the open air conversation where you can talk about everything, and then also just kind of speaking with other people in the area.
Yeah.
As you said about the deal, whether it's a good deal, you won't know a deal always looks good on paper, but sometimes speaking to other people who are operating in that area or people that have like-minded, like what do you call it, comparables or whatever. That's how you can find out whether your deal actually stacks up, or whether it's like, maybe your rent's too high or your bills are too high, or I don't know, like you're overpaying for a certain service that you don't actually need. So again,
Yeah.
you just need to have a conversation. It all starts from that conversation, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. I think that's usually always our answer. Try to be as transparent as possible. And I think that just goes across the board. But yeah, I think try that first. Also, don't be afraid to fire people because it's something we were afraid to do. But I'm so glad
Yeah,
we've now learned the art of firing people when they don't serve our business. It's nothing personal. And I think explain that it's nothing personal. Be really honest and sensitive with the situation. But you don't have to keep someone on just because. Like, I
yeah.
think keep
You don't
somebody
owe them
on.
nothing.
Exactly. They need to be generating money for your business. And if they're not, then they're not the right person for you. And if it's more about the deal, they should be telling you that as property managers that actually this is not going to work for you. It's not going to bring back your money. I would come out of it as soon as possible.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
fair enough.